reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? Oh, open your
open your heart right here on Sarah Spiritually speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We are answering all your questions, and we're exploring your worries. You have your worries? What has you worrying? There was that song, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Don't worry, be happy. How happy do you want to be? Well, ultimately, we all want to have the experience of being footloose and fancy-free. But life doesn't always lend us to that. We don't always get to have the experience that we want because things will get in the way or something unexpected will happen and it catches you by the surprise and snap, you're in full-blown worry. So how many of you listening are walking down the worry street? I've been there a few times myself, and it's not a pretty picture. It's not a pretty picture when your mind starts to race and you start to explore all the possibilities of what could happen. I was having a conversation with someone earlier today, and they're like, but then this can happen, and this can happen, and this can happen, and then in July, I go, whoa, we are not in July yet. Let's deal with what's in front of you now. You can trust that by July, it'll work out. What's facing you is this moment of now of a decision, a choice. What do you want to do? What would be the right choice? And weigh out the pros and cons and figure out what you feel like you want to do. And don't worry about all the things that could go wrong, because I can promise you that the things that could go wrong, you can't even think of. So let's not even explore the possibilities of what could go wrong. Because our minds go into places that can be obscure and dark and dreary and really cause us to fear what we don't know, right? And there's a saying that fear is false evidence appearing real. Well, when you're in the middle of it, when you're in a full-blown panic, as I know many of us have been in our journey, that full-blown panic will send you into a tizzy and not allow you to relax and really feel what's the best choice for you. Not let you explore the joy behind it. Do you know that worry robs us of our joy? So let's say there's something you have to handle, and you really need it solved, fixed by May or June. Maybe you have to move and you don't know where you're going to go. Your lease is up. They're not renewing. You really don't have any money saved for your deposit. So you're really in a bit of a quandary. Every day you worry about what's going to happen. You rob yourself of the joy of all the good things that are happening in the day that you worry. And by robbing yourself of the joy and taking yourself out of the flow, the divine flow, the energy, the essence of the divine God energy, then we begin to miss the clues that the universe is sending us. Look over here. What do you want to do? This is another possibility. You can miss opportunities. I remember one time when I was getting ready to move, I really didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't know at the time, I was in New Jersey, what was really in my budget, but I knew I needed to leave where I was. There was no deadline. It wasn't that type of lease. It was like a month to month, but I knew it wasn't what I wanted. So I kind of fretted about it because I thought, how am I going to do that? How am I going to qualify for an apartment that's bigger and better? You know, I went through all the things that we go through in our mind. And I was at the grocery store, and there was a sign up for rent by owner. Now, interestingly enough, I put it out to the universe that I wanted to make a move, and I asked the universe to show me and bring me somewhere, and then I see this sign. Now, I wasn't overly worried because I was calling the shots of how I was going to move. Like I knew I wanted to move. I just didn't know where I would find something, if I could afford it. Like, I had all those thoughts playing underneath the surface. And when I see the sign, I thought, And then I thought, well, what am I going to do with my son? I mean, I don't want to bring him to go look at the apartment. He was little. I wanted to just go check it out. And I could have just poo-pooed it right there. But I said, no, let me call. There was a sitter that used to babysit him. We used to call her Miss Sandy. And I said, let's go call Miss Sandy. So I called Miss Sandy, and she said, sure, I can come over for a little bit. So I drove over to this apartment. It wasn't far from where I was living. It was in Clifton, New Jersey. It was beautiful. It was a 2-family house. And I go in. But there's lots of other people there. Lots of other families. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, how are they? This is our thoughts now. This is how our minds work. How are they, or whoever's renting it, going to rent to me? It's just me and my kid, right? When they've got these families here. 2 incomes. Do you hear how I'm psyching myself out of the whole possibility? But I did see the sign, and I did show up. Then I see they want us to fill out an application. They want all your information. But then I'm thinking, well, where's this information going to go? I'm going to just leave it here on the table? I was like, well, I'm not writing my stuff down for anybody to see. That doesn't make very much sense. So I didn't know who the owner was, so I was just kind of looking around. And next thing I know, when I go out into the backyard, there's this gentleman who appeared to be the owner. He followed me outside. And he said, oh, do you like the place? And I said, oh, it's beautiful. And it really was. It was a beautiful 2-bedroom. It was on a main road, but it was a beautiful 2-bedroom. It had a bathroom. It had a nice kitchen, a nice eating area. It had everything that I needed. And it had a lot of light. It was really nice. And I said, oh, yes, I am. It's beautiful. And he's like, oh. He said, well, let's walk around. And I'm thinking to myself, there's all these families here. How is it that this owner of this house is now walking around with me? Do you hear the conversation I'm having in my head now that you all do? I'm asking, how is it? Now, the Sarah Spiritual that I am now would say, of course they're walking me around because it's meant to be. But I was in that wobble, right? That, not worry, but uncertainty, hesitancy, that question mark. And in that question mark, I was like, So we walk around. I said, oh, it's such a beautiful place you have here. Thank you so much for showing me. And, and the other people just all walking around. And he's not paying them any attention. And he said, oh, I live here with my girlfriend. We're here in the States from the Ukraine. And he starts telling me a little bit about himself. And then he says, where do you work? And I said, actually, I work on this very same street. And my son goes to school on this very same street. I work down the street in Broad Street in Bloomfield, New Jersey, and this is what I do. And I'm in sales. And he's like, great. And so we talk. P.S. I never filled out a credit application. He sees my car outside, and he says, is that your car? I said, yes. He said, you know what? I'll throw the garage in for you, too. I went, really? Yeah. And I forget what he was asking at the time. Maybe it was like $1,300 or $1,400, which now sounds like a deal to what we go through here. But he said $1,300, $1,400. I'll give it to you for $1,200 and I'll throw in the garage. And I'm like, oh, so you want to rent it to me? And he said, yes. And I said, well, I love to sleep on it and just think about it. And I said, I want you to sleep on it too, because it was kind of blowing my mind. But listen, the law of attraction, but I was a newbie back then. And I said, but, yes, I think this could work for us. So call me tomorrow. Here's my business card, and we'll take it from there. And my business card had my name, my position, where I worked, fancy schmancy company. So, he saw that. He took that into account. My phone, I was no sooner at my desk the next morning. Hi, this is Mike. I want to rent you the apartment. We'd love to have you. I'm like, okay, it's a deal. Now, I didn't spend a lot of time, but I probably spent about a good 3 weeks saying, how am I going to get from point A to point B? How's that going to happen? but it happened. I had asked for it. So you have to ask for what you want. You have to literally ask and then trust the process. And you have to stop looking at all the things that could go wrong. Stop looking at the possibilities of things that could hinder your progress. And I understand there's a lot of criteria and a lot of aspects of life that we have to check the box. So when you check the box, you can move to the next level. But if you don't have, in the case of a move, a certain credit score, a certain financial revenue coming in the home, it's a problem for people. We understand that. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. If you're without work and you're saying, oh, everything's automated, I'm sending I hear this all the time, my resumes into the deep sea of the internet and this abyss that nobody even knows that I exist, then you need to try a different approach. You need to talk to people differently. You need to connect in other ways with people. Maybe get a recruiter to help you. Maybe see what the buzzwords are that if they are using AI, what are the words that for your type of position that AI is looking for to see in a resume? Because there are certain words that you can put in your resume to help you be one of the resumes that get picked for an interview. If there's a health issue in your body, we worry about all the things that could go wrong or what it represents or how can we ever feel better when this is so serious. First of all, think of all the other people you know have had serious things go on in their bodies, serious disease, and they're fine. Maybe they had a little rough patch for a moment, but they're fine. There are so many possibilities of how a story can end. But you have to always remember that people are going to work for you and with you, and the universe is conspiring to help you, not bring you down. And what you're wasting your energy on today worrying, most likely the exact worry is never going to happen. Never. But we worry. And we get ourselves in a tizzy. A complete boo-hoo moment. So where are you worrying? What do you need to surrender? What do you need to give to the divine so that the divine can put it in alignment? Are you asking for assistance? Are you in a place that's difficult, but you feel like you're alone? And if you feel as if you're alone, are you talking to your angels and your guides? Are you really looking for the assistance that you want? Or are you worrying and talking about all the things that could happen or go wrong? And are you frozen in a paralyzation of analyzation that doesn't let you move forward because you're weighing out all the possibilities and robbing yourself of joy for this moment? People could say, yeah, I went to the movies or I did this, but I couldn't enjoy it because I'm really worried about this. Well, then why did you go to the movies? If you're going to sit home and worry, then sit home and worry if that's what you want to do. But don't go somewhere to have fun and then not have fun. And I know it's not that easy. We can't just shut our brain off. Where's the switch that we have to hit that says, oh, I'm not worrying about this for the next 2 hours. I'm watching a movie. But you can. In the moment of now, I am safe. In the moment of now, everything is aligning for me. In the moment of now, I am free from worry. In the moment of now, the universe is working behind the scenes in ways I do not know, I do not see, to make sure that everything works out for me. That's what's going on. So why are you going to lose yourself in that energy? Why are you going to put yourself down this very dark, deep, scary rabbit hole? I know even in relationships, when people are not happy. The biggest issue they have is they don't know, where they're going to go and how they're going to be okay by themselves. And there's so many stories that go on in our head. But you have to trust that if it's time for something to end, the universe is going to open up another door. There's going to be another way for you to go. And that doesn't mean that we go from one place to another and it's a transactional experience because you need someone to rescue you or someone to help you. The biggest mistake we make is counting on people to help us. Yes, they can lend you a helping hand. They can be there. They can cheer you on. But when you count on people helping you, you set yourself up for disappointment because they're going through their issues as well. They're going through their experiences, their life lessons, their challenges. And sometimes they're doing it for their own agenda. They're helping you because there's something they want from you. But you can't see that at the moment because you're what? Weighed down in worry, weighed down in fear, trying to figure out and push and make something happen, solve a problem all by your little self because you're bigger than the universe, aren't you? You're not. Why are you going to try to do it on your own and push your way through out of a problem? Which problems create more problems, by the way. They're just situations. Don't call it a problem because then you'll always attract another problem. The situation is something that has to unfold a bit so you can see your way. Like when I was sitting there saying, I want to move. But I don't know how. So I said, help me angels, help me guides, help me universe. And then I happened to be at a grocery store that happened to have a sign with an address that there was an open house and it just happened to be in the same timeline, that same day. Otherwise, that sign wouldn't have been there. The place would have been rented. But that sign, the angels probably just stuck it up there, not for anybody else to see, but little old me, just so that I could see it. And at first I was like, how am I going to do that? I don't want to take my son to look at the place. I want to go on my own. So who's going to help me? And I could have said, well, I don't want to bother the babysitter. It's not a day she usually works. I could have come up with a million excuses, but something inside of me said, no, I'm just going to call and ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. Right? You've got to ask. You've got to inquire for the universe to assist you and let you attract everything that you desire and not feel as if you are alone on the journey. Because you're never alone. We welcome your phone calls tonight. And I want to know what's got you riled up. What's got you worried? We've got calls all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we are so glad to talk to all of you. We've got some great announcements of things that are coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center that I can't wait to share with you. And for our friends on Facebook and YouTube, would you share the page? Would you invite other people to join you? Will you join the conversation and share in the experience? And this way we can answer your questions. Be sure to give us a direct question so that it's easy for me to see the question and hear Spirit give me the answer. Or see a visual in my mind so I can describe what I see and tell you what's going on. Let me be the light and the eyes that see through that fog of worry. Let's teach you how to push away that fog of worry and see as far as the eye can see. And then even when the vision is dull and not clear because we've looked as far as we can see, we still have the strength, the ability, the courage to trust that the universe has the answer there, even though we can't see it. There's so many things in the journey that I was not able to see how I was going to do any of it. And the universe helped me. I've been at the Expedito Enlightenment Center for 20 years this year. It feels that way. I think so. It's about right. I have to go do the math, but we'll say 20. And there were so many things that came up. So many moments that were like, wow, how are we going to do this? What's going to happen now? Right? Especially all of us in 2020. What are we going to do? Well, Spirit Guide said, sit right down, shush, Sarah Spiritual, and just keep talking to the people. So I did that. But that didn't mean I had all the answers going through it. There was a lot of uncertainty. And in that uncertainty, I had to look as far as I could see and see whatever it was I saw and trust that. And that little bit of light that I saw was going to lead me through everything. And nothing was going to block me. Think of all you've been through collectively as a collective conscious. What have we all gone through in the past, I don't even know how many years now, 5 years? What have we all gone through? And even if we roll back the hands of time before 2020, because it's not like life didn't exist before then, what did you go through? What did you have to navigate? Was there a family death at an uncertain moment, a financial challenge, a health crisis, maybe some uncertainty with your children, and you didn't know how they were going to navigate their life, and you were worried for them. Maybe there's a fear of being alone. What have you gone through? Look back and ask yourself, what have I gone through that I've passed through? That really turned out to not be as bad as I thought it would. And if there's something you're still worrying about that's not resolved, well, that's uncomfortable, I understand. But you know what I also know? That means it's not time yet. The solution cannot come to fruition yet. It cannot be revealed because God has a plan for you. There's a bigger story, and we can't have what we want if the timing's off, because then it'll never stand the test of time. If I had $1 for every time someone said to me, "But when, Sarah?" If I had $1 for every time someone said, "But how's that going to happen, Sarah?" Or, "When is it going to be my turn, Sarah?" Those are just 3 of the top questions that I hear. And I have to say, don't worry. God's got you. This is what I see. This is the clue that I see. And with this clue, it's going to lead us to the next clue. And then even though you can't see beyond this, I know because I see that it's all going to work out in perfect time. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, I welcome your phone calls right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. And our friends on Facebook and YouTube, put your questions there. Stay with us, everyone. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, do that commercial break thing, and then when we come back, I'm coming right back to you. We'll be right back.
The world is different now.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit Sarah. Personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now.
The world is changing, and we're here to help you every step of the way, no matter what comes up. And so don't worry, be happy, because tonight we're talking about some of our worries, our concerns, the things that keep you up at night. Well, a lot of things could keep you up at night and scare you and worry you, but you need the sleep. You need the rest. Are you one of those people who have difficulty falling asleep and difficulty staying asleep because there's so much on your mind? And I do recommend that you take the time to meditate and get yourself in a state of grace and relaxation. Focus on a tone or a sound that makes you feel relaxed. And really tune yourself into your breath, the energy of the divine, and bring yourself into a better state of relaxation. No, it won't make your problem go away, but it will make you more receptive to finding a solution for what's disturbing you and put you in a better state of grace and rest. And then eventually you realize that, a concern will pop up. The universe is going to find a way to answer you and all your questions. Well, speaking of questions, I want to talk to you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. This is the call-in show where you get to talk to me and I get to dial up to the heavens and bring down some answers, get some clarity. I get whatever they give me, and I share it with all of you. So we're going to go to our phone lines. I've got calls all across the nation, quite a few states being represented here. So I've got to go to Hope. Hope is in New York. Hope, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well, Hope, and we trust you had a good birthday last month.
It wasn't so good because I was a bit down with this long time side that I have, but I didn't let it bother me.
Good, good.
I still enjoy.
Good. So, Hope, what is your question
I
for
enjoy
us?
with my two boys.
Yes, what is your question for us, Hope?
Yes. Where I'm living, the landlord died. And she had a lady was helping her out with me. She said she get half of the house and the daughter, half is for the daughter. And she said until now, the lawyer not giving her the paper to show that half of the house is hers.
Interesting.
Yes, very.
Usually I'm not a lawyer, cannot give it legal advice, but usually that's something that's done formally so that she could see that. So that's very, very perplexing. And when did this woman die? 2 months ago? 3 months ago?
No, it was a man, July. He died July. The
Okay.
8th of July.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does she have it in writing that the man was going to leave it to her?
That's what she said, but she cannot come up with the paper.
Well, if she doesn't have evidence of what was promised to her, then we don't know that if they're going to do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's a very unfortunate situation for her. I don't have a read on her energy strong enough to give you an outcome, but I do know that she most likely might want to talk to a lawyer and see what her options may be. There may be a waiting period. Perhaps something's caught up in probate, and that's why they're not saying anything yet. And then once the probate is done, then it'll be released. Or the daughter may be holding it up, and the daughter may not want her to have that half, and
Exactly.
I
Yes.
I would, we would hope, we all would hope that our wishes would be honored, but it doesn't always work that way. Very often our wishes are not honored by someone else. So all she can do is check with legal counsel, see what they say, and either wait the period of time, or she's going to have to find a way to have a conversation with the daughter or the lawyer.
Speak. They doesn't speak. They doesn't speak. The daughter doesn't like her. They doesn't speak.
Well, yeah.
Because the dad said she was after the dad's money. And again, she keep telling people that she was here a year before me. I was here from 2008 taking care of that man.
Right. Well,
I was here from...
Hope. There's a lot of questions sometimes about people being in their right mind and saying things that they don't really mean, and the daughter could be saying that your friend that you're asking about coerced him to give her half the house. There's so many different stories and ways she could say that he wasn't in his right mind when he said those things, or even wrote those things, or even told the lawyer. So all of that is something that's, based in a court of law that has to be, argued. But I would say that because we're dealing with family, she's most likely going to have a very difficult time winning this story. Okay, so all she can do is inquire and see if there's legally any way she can protect herself and get what she knows was hers. But if she cannot produce any document that's certified and we can prove that it was signed by him and it was proven that he was in his right mind at a particular time in his life, based on when it was dated, based on when it was notarized, she's going to have a really hard time. But I will tell you this
right now, because they said it's false paper she have.
Okay, see? But I will tell you this, that if there's something, and I say this to you, I say this for her, and I say it to everyone listening. So everybody listen up. What I have learned from Spirit is this, that when there is something that is meant to be yours, even if people of the world do not honor it and they do not give it to you. So in that way we feel cheated, we feel robbed, we feel betrayed, we feel disappointed, whatever the human emotion may be. I will tell you that I have seen the universe come around and make something else happen that makes up for it. For instance, your friend could go buy a scratch off and win $200,000. She can go buy her own house. Right? So we have to trust that the universe will make up for her what humanity or mankind or an individual doesn't do right. So she's got to trust that.
Everybody fighting, and it's only me and her. He was here. I was here before her.
Right.
But I was working. So she was with a agency, and then she leave the agency and come and go, helping out with him also. So they wasn't here to help him. Only the two of us was here.
But that doesn't matter.
Take him to the doctor.
Hope it doesn't matter when it comes to material things.
Exactly. That's what I say. I am not, I just need somewhere to go and just let them fight for it, because
Correct,
God
correct.
knows who takes care of him.
Right. So let me tell you where
God
you
knows.
are, because we are short on time for this call, but let me tell you where
Yes.
you are in the journey, right? Because I know this involves you
Yes.
as well. And thank you for being
Right.
so good and asking about your friends. But here's
Yes.
Spirit's message for you. This
Yes.
year of 2025 gives you a clean slate.
Yes.
It's a perfect time for you to make a
Yes.
move. It's a perfect time for you to have a new job. It's a perfect time for you to begin again, and you will be fine. So your friend is
Right.
going to have to figure it out. Only she and the man know the truth. And if she did any
Right.
funny business, well, she knows what she did. And if the daughter and the family are doing some funny business, they know what they're doing.
They
And that's
know.
not your
Yes.
battle to fight. But I do know that
Fight.
the universe is
Exactly.
going to help you and bring you the resolution that you need so that you know a place to go and you will land on your feet and everything will be fine. But for this Minute
Thank
Hope, we
you.
are complete. We are so glad that you continue to listen to the show. I know you've been listening
Oh.
for a long time. We appreciate that.
Yes, from 208.
From 208. Yes, well, I've been here
Yes.
for a while, so thank you so much.
Yes, I'm listening to you from 208 up until now. I tried calling you last year. I try, but I always been late.
All right. Well, it looks like today you're right on time, and we're so glad to have talked to you.
Exactly.
And belated
Yes.
happy birthday. God bless you. Bye
Thank
for
you,
now.
thank you. God bless
right.
you also. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. 866-972-7247. I want to talk to you. And we've got a caller from Oregon, and it's Kathy on the line. Kathy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, Kathy. Good to make this connection with you, and good to see all the good energy that's meant to come for you this year. What is your question for us?
Really? My question is, do you see anybody around me?
Well, lots of people around you.
I mean, lots of people that I can't see.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but there's plenty of
Okay.
people around you here, and there's a lot of angels around you, too. Do you talk to your angels, please?
I do.
I've got Archangel Michael stepping forward here, and I've got Raphael, the healing angel, with you. And I have the energy of the Blessed Mother around you as well. All right? Now,
Okay.
Kathy, I am also seeing here male energy standing above you. Father has passed, Kathy?
Yes.
Father energy stands above you, making me feel like he watches over you. Strong energy, strong personality. This is the vibe that he gives me. Yes. Man who spoke his words, but maybe wasn't an over speaker, but he still was strong in character as to who he was. Is that correct, Kathy?
That's close, yeah.
Okay.
Very close. But he's been gone a long time.
Long
so
time.
I was
Absolutely.
very,
Yes. But and it was unexpected, his passing. Is this also true?
pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It was quick.
It was quick. Yeah.
But I've got a lot of family that way. A lot of family.
You do. You do.
Yeah. And yeah, I do. I'm from six siblings, we're down to two.
Down to two. And there's a female standing above you, but this one seems like a sibling, like a sister. You lost a sister as well. Is that also true?
Oh, yes.
And this one seems to be one that you were close to, kind of like a close relationship, like a friendship kind of energy. She stands
Yes,
next to
very
you.
much so.
She makes me feel like you talk to her, you give her this pep talk, and you feel like she's talking back to you. It's just like this feeling when you're thinking out loud, you're thinking to her, and she's connecting with you. She has a very,
That's correct.
very strong presence around you, as if you don't make a move without her, is how she makes me feel. And she knows she left you before. Like, it's almost like you all had a deal. Like, we were going to be together and we were going to do this and we were going to travel. And she didn't get to stay to do that, right? So she feels like she left you before it was time for the two of you because you had plans together. Is that also true?
Very true.
Brother energy as well, standing there. This one feels like, is there an older brother who passed because he stands above you, please? Yes?
No. No, I have my brother. He and I are we're the leftovers.
You're the leftover. So there's a man. Let
yeah.
me describe who I have here then. I have a man standing above you.
Okay.
He's around the energy or age that a brother would have been because he may be an uncle who passed early, young, someone who wasn't supposed to have gone. We would have expected him to have passed when he was more like 70 or 80. And this brother energy or uncle energy, this is how it feels, was about the age of about 50 is how he makes me feel in his energy. And he is connected to Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about, but it was a very different kind of relationship, but he was exactly 50 when he passed. And
He
I
was
with him
exactly 50 when he passed.
so-
Okay. Thank you. So
Yeah.
if maybe he was a friend or someone, but it's definitely somebody who's connected to you and was like family or like a brother. That's the energy that I see. I also see, do you have an old-fashioned, I want to call it old-fashioned because I don't know who has this anymore, but it's like a little trinket box or something. Do you have, it looks like, it's not overly ornate, but it looks like it has a design on it. And there's pieces of jewelry or sentimental pieces that are connected to family,
Yes.
to mother, to family, please.
Yes, and I no longer have it. I abruptly left somewhere 4 years ago, and I left everything, and that was part of it. I think about that every day. But it was just stuff. I mean, sentimental, yes, but I had the people,
Right.
I don't know how to say that, but
No,
yeah,
I understand.
I'm a collector of mementos.
Mm-hmm. It was a beautiful little box. It was so beautiful. But they can see
was
it on
my
the other
mother's-
side. They can see it on the other side because they're telepathically sending it to me. So whatever those memories were that were tied to those objects, those trinkets, those belongings connected to mom, okay, and everything that was in there, it is so important that you just remember that energy is with you, whether you have the items or not. Because if you sit there and you visualize the box, Kathy, you can pretty much close your eyes. I'm kind of closing my eyes, and you could see the ring, the pin, the necklace, the bracelets, the things that were in there. And not all of them are of like great value.
The letters and the dumb cards.
Yeah. Not everything's of value, of financial value. It's really more things that represent memories, like the corners of my mind. Right? So they're all there for you.
Good singer there.
Yes. So just trust that they are with you. Go ahead.
I feel like some of them are. I'm sure, especially my sisters. I have 4 sisters that have died, and I'm 67.
Mm-hmm.
They've all. I mean, it's been tragic, but I don't think I've seen the last of them, and I've always believed that. But
oh yes, you will meet again.
Well, I scream at them. I cuss at them. I try.
They hear you.
But I think
they are with
too.
you. You don't walk alone. I mean, they're probably up there in some club going, "We are family."
Yeah.
I got all my sisters with me. Yeah. Right? So they're all having a good time in the energy of light. And yes, as your paths will meet again, they will. And you will see them. and you will feel them in the meantime. And they send you messages. They always let you know with a clue that they're with you. So just know that you're not alone, all right? I hope I've given you some comfort here
appreciate
today,
that.
Kathy, and that you're glad that we were able to connect here today.
Definitely. And this is just my only, I'm really in a good place, but
I know.
I start missing them
I know.
really bad. But thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
God bless you.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We are going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. That's me. And when we come back, we're going to pop into Facebook. So put your questions in the feed. We're going to pop into YouTube. Be sure to drop a question there too. And of course, we're going to go back to our phone lines. So I want to hear from you all across the nation. 866-972-7247. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been standing that you know me.
Every soul has its story. What's your story? And what part of your story are you worrying about? What has you a little bit out of sync? Are you feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant, a little worried, a little weighed down? Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Where do you got a problem? We are going to help you iron it out and clear it out, and we are going to visit our friends on Facebook and see what questions we have on Facebook and on YouTube. So let's take a look at our Facebook feed and our YouTube feed and see who's got a question and see what Spirit has for an answer right here. So we have Vena Lee, and she says, any message from Spirit from a loved one. And you know, Vena Lee, what I see around you is, first of all, I see this really strong energy of you being very connected and very spiritually guided. And we want you to know that your guides and your angels are very strong around you, giving you the guidance as far as the next steps for yourself so that you can overcome anything that you need to. And they want you to know that you're not alone, and there is a woman that stands above you. She makes me feel as if she's maternal, like a mother energy here. So it's mother, grandmother energy. She stands above you, offering you support so that you know that you're not alone and that you are doing everything that you can and all the right things to be of service to yourself and to your family. Know that you do not make your actions alone. Always ask for guidance. Ask for Archangel Michael to be around with you as well for protection for you and your family. Thank you so much, Vena Lee. We look forward to seeing you again right here on Facebook and Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Let's take another question from Facebook or YouTube. Let's see who we have in our feed. So we have Alexia. Now, she's got an interesting little dilemma here. Her partner went back to Italy for a job opportunity that came out of nowhere. Wasn't a mistake. And so now they put on hold their plans for the immigration and what they were going to do. It's not a mistake. It's something that he felt he really needed to check out. And at this time, what I see is this is a time for him to get his life in order and balance. And it's necessary. The two of you will work it out and you'll figure out exactly what you need to do next. But let him give this job opportunity a chance. I'm sure you'll work it out from there. Thanks so much, Alexa, for you and your questions. Let's grab one more on Facebook if we can, and then we'll go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. Anyone else on Facebook or YouTube, pop up your question. We've got Juanita, and Juanita says, hey, my question is, when will I find a job? So Juanita's talking about a lot of worry here because she's wondering, when am I going to have a job? I've got a lot of responsibilities. I don't know what I'm going to do. So she's feeling very overwhelmed. And for Juanita, what I want you to know is that this year is a year of closing out chapters and kind of clearing out old energies. So it is one of those years that things get a little uncomfortable. But don't worry, Juanita. You do have a job coming. And when I look at where you're at, I really feel like by April, we should be in a much better place. I know you're going to say, but Sarah, I need one now. And I want you to know that the universe is going to take care of you. Somehow you're going to manage between now and April. Be more creative in your resume. Think of other options of things that you can do in the meantime. And the universe will cover you till you get that next perfect job. Thanks so much, Juanita Wong, for your Facebook question. If you're watching us on Facebook and you'd like to ask a question, then by all means, pop it in the feed. I want to talk to you. If you're on YouTube, don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Drop your question in the YouTube and we will answer that as well. I've got some exciting things coming up at the Expedito Center. So drum roll, please. We've got a beautiful class coming up on February 20th. That's 2/20/25. And it's at the center as well as online. It is the self-love class. Now, I'm going to tell you that a lot of our worries stem from our inability to love ourselves and feel confident that everything's going to be okay. So I know everyone's talking about love, romantic love. It's Valentine's Day on Friday, and everybody wants to be connected to that energy of love. But do you love you? You can look to your blue in the face. You can look around every corner, climb every mountain to find your true love. But if you don't love yourself, you're not going to attract the right person. And most certainly, you are not going to be able to sustain and maintain a relationship that is a healthy, functional, loving, mutually respecting, high vibrational relationship. And don't we all want one of those? You want that person, that's your person that you can count on, that's got your back, that's going to, go to the mat for you. Well, first we've got to love ourselves and we've got to heal ourselves. And this beautiful class is going to be live at the center. It's going to be online, and we're going to be tuning in into your love, your ability to love yourself. We're going to give you some tips, some clues. And there's also going to be some sound bowls and a little bit of music and a little bit of singing from Sarah Spiritual. We're going to tune into the energy, and we're going to let our love shine like a mountain stream. So come on to the Expedito Center or to sarahspiritual.com and register online. The class is only $16 on February 20th. And after that, we've got another class popping up. And this class, it's an important class. Do you know that your energy, you're just this vibrating pattern of energy in a physical body, but there's an electromagnetic field all around you, and that electromagnetic field, it hooks into other people, and their energy hooks into you. And sometimes we got other people's bad juju we don't want to have. So if you don't want to have someone else's bad energy, if you don't want to let people have access to you, if you're feeling drained and tired, pooped out at parties because there's too much energy going on, well, we got a class for you. How to cut the energetic cords and spiritually protect yourself. That is going to be Tuesday, March 4th. And that class is also $16. It is live at the Expedito Center in West Palm Beach, and it is also live online. Go to sarahspiritual.com to register. And then we've got another class coming up. Drum roll, please. We've got quite the experience coming. Discover your past lives. Do you think that this is just your first rodeo here on planet Earth? Heck no. You've been here for a while. You've been here many times. And we're going to teach you how to go back in time. And we're going to teach you how to tap in and tune in to your past lives and remember and help break the patterns of things that you're repeating. Maybe you're having some unexplained anxiety and you don't have any reason for that anxiety to be happening because nothing's really wrong around you. Perhaps it's a past life bubbling up. Perhaps it got triggered by someone who had a similar vibration or an experience that makes you think, hey, I don't really feel as if I'm safe anymore. But you don't have a reason to say that, but you feel it. We're going to teach you how to break the patterns in relationships and break the patterns of fear and worry that are really tied to not this lifetime, but another lifetime. So go to sarahspiritual.com and discover your past lives. That class is Thursday, March 13th, and that too starts at 7:30 and is only $16. And then we've got another class coming up, and that class is the forgiveness class. Yeah, I know. That's not the easy class, but it's the right class to do because if you're feeling resentment, anger, frustration, overwhelmed, anxiety, difficulty in relationships, trusting people, then you got some junk in your trunk and we got to get rid of it. And you're holding on to old memories and you're holding on to old resentment, and you just got to let go and let God. And you also have to forgive yourself. So if you've got that critical voice going on in your head, you've got something to forgive about you. And we also have to forgive other people and let it go. And forgiveness, it's not about them. It's about freeing yourself. So if you want to be free, then come to the forgiveness class because we're going to let it go. And that class is Tuesday, March 18th. And that too is at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. And it is at 7:30 p.m. It is available online as well, and that is $16. Well, that's what we have coming up, and so we'd love to have you join us at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. There you can find all of your shopping needs, your beautiful crystals, your incense, your books for spiritual enlightenment. We've got mists, we've got sprays, we've got jewelry, we've got candles. We've got elephants, we've got Buddhas, we've got fairies, we've got beautiful saints and angels of all sorts. So come on to the Expedito Enlightenment Center. Love to see you there. Well, that was a mouthful. We're going to pop back onto our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And I've got to go to Rachel. And Rachel is in West Palm Beach. Rachel, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to connect with you. Time for a new attitude. Time for a new fresh pick-me-up. This year is really about pushing through some changes that you want to make to get yourself to the other side and get yourself a new beginning. Rachel, what is your question for us tonight?
I have been struggling with a legal matter recently, and I am having difficulty finding representation. It seems to be really expensive. So I just wanted to see what you see happening with that situation. There's actually 2 people that are involved, so I do have a different birth date if you need that.
Well, it's not the easiest of cases to win as well. Is that also true, even though you feel like you're in the right? Is that true?
Correct.
Okay. Very complicated. But I do feel like you can find someone to take it. And if we could get somebody who's willing to do it at some deposit and the rest in a contingency type, that might work. Because I actually feel like you should have a countersuit to whatever these people are doing. Does that make sense to you?
Okay. It does.
Okay. So we're going to have to keep looking.
I have a week. I will keep trying. Thank you so much for giving me a positive outlook.
All right. We've got a week. And in the meantime, you're going to represent yourself?
I am not allowed to because it's against a business. So because it's against another business, I have to pay for a lawyer to represent me.
Otherwise, do you lose by default?
Correct.
Ay. All right, well, we're going to pray
I've
for some
legal aid.
Yeah,
I've made some phone calls, but I listened to the first half of the show, and I'm going to just be really positive and focus my energy on something amazing happening.
Something amazing happening, and someone to jump in. Of course, they'll be jumping in. They'll probably have to get it postponed because they need to get up to snuff. But that's all you need. You need a extension in order to find representation. And if we find someone in the nick of time, they're going to ask for a postponement because they're not up to snuff.
Okay.
All right. Well, you've got your work cut out for you. Call your angels, call your guides. They'll help you. All right, Rachel.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
And we're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. But before we do that, let me grab a commercial break. And then when I come back, I'm going to leave West Palm Beach and we're going to scuttle over to Maryland. So Maryland, don't hang up. We will be back as soon as we get back from this commercial break for Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on the Oldie Station. So glad to have you joining us on 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, 106.9, 104.3 on WSFS in Miami. And we're also heard on the HD3 of 104.7 and 103.1 HD3. So thank you so much, those of you who follow the show, listen to the show. Tell your friends, tell your family. We've been hanging out here since about 2009. I'm at 700 or 775, 76 live shows. I lose count, but I'm here. I'm sure they'll correct me and tell me exactly what the number is. But we've been hanging out here for a while, and we love talking to you. We've always been on Wednesday night, different times throughout the night. Sometimes we've been on the air from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We've been in different states. We have really been connecting with all of you. And speaking of different states, I might be in the state of Florida, broadcasting out to all of you, thanks to iHeartRadio and the internet and media, broadcasting our Florida stations out and about. But we got a caller who's in Maryland, and we asked her, hold on, Miss Maryland. We got Rachel on the line. Rachel, how are you tonight?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. A belated happy birthday. We hope you had a good day.
Oh, thanks.
It is a great time for you to get things in better order and balance. I feel like you really need things to be ironing out a little better for you. Like I feel like there's choices, decisions, and things and ways we have to navigate the path. We're working on something for work and career at this time.
Yes.
What's the question for us, Rachel?
I'm actually worried about my dad.
Okay.
I wanted to know if he's okay and if he hears me when I'm talking to him.
I'm hearing a song, Papa, Can You Hear Me? It was from Barbara Streisand did it in a show. I don't remember the show's name, but you know, he left before his time. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So he passed young, and it leaves you feeling like you got robbed or missed time. You thought he'd be here longer. But he's showing me a tree, and I'm not talking a physical tree in the backyard of the house. I'm talking a tree that there are all these branches, but all of these branches stem from the trunk. And what he's showing me is that he tried to be a steady root system and trunk so that all of you could branch out and live your lives and find happiness and accomplishment. He did everything he could to facilitate that. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. So, of course, he hears you. And he's most certainly not wanting you to be sad and to cry. Because that isn't the kind of guy he was, correct?
Not too much.
No, he wasn't overly sad. But you need to put your chin up. Chin up. Chin up. All's going to be well. He's taking me to the summer. Is there an important time connected to the summer, to him or to the family, please? Who has a birthday, an anniversary, something going on in the summer?
His birthday is in June,
Okay.
and then he also passed away in July.
There you go. So he's taking me to that window of time, like that's significant to him, to the family, to all of you, okay? So just know that he's with you, he hears you, and you never walk alone, okay?
Uh-huh.
Is there a follow-up question for me, Rachel, before we go?
With all this that's been happening with him, I've been really, questioning God. Why did he take my dad?
Yeah.
And
That's
so
a tough one.
I've been pretty mad at him.
Well, I can give you some insight on that. So your dad had a contract that he knew he wasn't going to be here as long as maybe we would anticipate. And I can relate to what you're saying because I lost my dad young as well. And, you think, wow, other people's fathers lived to their 80-something. Why did mine have to go before he was barely 60, right? So there's that thought, that feeling like you got robbed of time and you didn't get to share things with him that other people share with their dads. But that's not God's doing per se, because there's a storyline that's happening before all of us that's weaving us all together. And God didn't do it to hurt you. God did it so that your dad would elevate in a spiritual way. But we're just so caught up in the 3D, we want what we want in the physical because that's, for the most part, all we know. So I want you to think of your dad having an opportunity to be free from pain, to be in this energy of light and love, that if you were to take your right hand and stick it out as far as you could, where your fingertips ends, your dad is literally right next to that, but you can't see him. But his energy is there, and it's there all around you. Sometimes the speck of light is even closer to your fingertips. Others, it's drifting off away because he's in a different dimension. But that dimension is still connected to us. So you have to learn to connect to your dad in a different way. And I know we feel robbed, we feel disappointed because we want them here to experience these things in the physical with us, right? And we want to have those conversations and banter back and forth. Remember that as you sit in quiet space and you meditate and you focus on him and you do your best not to cry, because the crying is a weight of energy and they're in light, so it's hard for them to come close. My spiritual teacher used to always tell me, don't cry. I'm like, but I miss him. And he'd be like, don't cry. Because it makes it harder for him to come close. Just know if you sit in stillness and you talk to your dad and you meditate, you're going to be able to get more and more signs and feel him, and he'll come to you more often in dreams. And even though it's not the 3D, this physical contact that we're used to, you can build a really strong bridge of connection in life with him, even though it's not what you thought you signed up for. I understand the disappointment in God. I do. And many of us can relate to that. But it is something that is part of a greater plan that we may not understand now, but one day you will. I hope that's given you some comfort and helped you a bit. I know it doesn't bring him back, but just know that he is with you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Rachel, how did you hear about the show?
I had a reading, a one-on-one reading with you, probably maybe a year ago now.
Wow, great. Were you in from out of town visiting? Is that how we met?
It was over the phone.
On the phone. Okay. Perfect. Well, Rachel, I'd love to connect with you again on the phone when you're ready, or our video conference, and we will connect and we can form a stronger connection, because here on the radio we only have a few seconds, roughly a minute or two for me to connect. We can definitely connect to Dad and get a little more information from him. All right, my dear?
Yep.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. Write that number down. We still have a whole nother hour of all of us hanging out on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. So stay with us. We're so happy to have you here on the Oldies Station. And we're going to be right back for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
And we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world...
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0000. 0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before don't work anymore. We have lost a love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're answering your questions. So we're going to go back to our phone lines, and we have to get to Broward. We've got Jennifer in Broward County. Jennifer, how are you tonight?
I'm good. Could be better, but
well, good to make this
good.
connection.
Stay
And
positive.
well, we got to stay positive because we know we don't want to worry, because when you worry, it doesn't get you anywhere. So, Miss Jennifer, what is your burning question for us tonight?
I wanted to know if everything will get better, like finance, and will I find, because I'm looking for a place to stay. I want to move, because every time I feel like something is,
blocking you.
Certain things are getting better. Yeah. I'm smiling, it's like a little smile is coming, it's like, oh, it's gonna get, and then boom, something else. It's like everything is throwing at me at once.
Correct.
It's like I can't have a little joy. So
well, I want you to look, and I want you to understand that there is a time for you to make a move, and I don't know what your deadline is, but according to Spirit, there's a move that you can make in the next 3 months. So that kind of puts us in the month of May. And I also feel like you're trying to make more money at work. There's something that you have to do for work. Is that also true?
Right. Well, I had a business and it's so slow. So I'm going back to work just to, to save up and get everything going. And then I'll, keep going with the business because,
well, I do see increase.
I tried my best. Yeah.
Yes, but I do see increase. I do see financial gain. I see another another job for you. And so that's going to help you. And that's going to also help you qualify for getting a place, right? So you kind of need that work income to make yourself look better on paper so that you can qualify for a rent, okay?
And do you see the business getting better?
I do, but I don't feel like you have all the right approach with it. I feel like you haven't been target marketing to the right people.
Yes.
And this business is something that you do. Does it have to do with something with beauty or?
No, it's a trucking.
It's a trucking business.
Yeah.
So Spirit's showing me something. Was there something that you were working on? Maybe it's for yourself. There's something with beauty, or were you working on something with hair or something recently?
Yes, I am. I'm a cosmetologist. I am.
Oh, well, thank goodness for that, because I'm like, well, why are they talking about the beauty business? Because, girl, we don't really see you in the trucking business. So we really see beauty as a great vehicle, no pun intended, for you to use to make money.
Yes.
But a trucking business you're doing in collaboration with someone else?
Yes, it's with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
It's really for him, but, I'm helping.
You're helping, yep.
We started that for now, but the beauty business would be after,
Correct. Okay, I understand.
Pick up a client and,
So the business will pick up for him. The trucking business will move forward. It's complicated. It's complicated in getting contracts. It can be a little bit difficult to build the relationships where people trust him, and also its reliability of the truck as well. Is that also true?
Yes. Yes.
So it's really important that he focus on building and making connections with people. You're not marketing, you're not getting out there enough so people know who you are, and that's what's missing, so he's got to do that. All right?
Okay. But we need the money to do that too, because
I know, but you can
it's just
post on
everything.
Facebook, you can, there's lots of things you can do that are kind of free that you can get the word out. You can go to maybe a trucking event, a convention, somewhere to network, meet some people, meet some companies. He's got to get out there.
Okay.
All
And you
right?
see it getting better?
It'll get better. It'll get better. All right, my dear. And how did you hear about the show, Jennifer?
No, I've been since I think 2019 or 18.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for continuing to
Yes.
listen to the show. We
I do
greatly
shop at
appreciate you.
your store.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much. We appreciate that, and we hope to see you at the Expedito Center again. And, maybe you need to do a little pick-me-up, a little sage and clearing in your house. If you're feeling like the pressure of eyes and other people's energies pushing on you, you need to kind of push it out and clear the energy and spray some money spray and make it happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Jennifer. Thank you so much for your call. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. And we are going to go to New York. I've got Cecilia on the line. Cecilia, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm hearing the song, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. So what's going on,
Yeah,
Cecilia? How can we help you? This is a time for you to really move yourself up and out of the pit that you're in. I feel like 2024 into 2025, ick. It was just rough for you. Is that true?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah. Nobody knows the
And that's
troubles
what
you've
was gonna
seen,
happen.
because if something could go south, it went south on you. And you're like, capital
Yeah.
what? But it's time to clear it up,
Absolutely,
Cecilia. It is. And 2025 is going to bring you better energy. It's going to help the financial picture. It's going to help this miscommunication, misunderstanding, these words of just off vibrations between you and others. I feel like you feel like nobody really even knows who you are. It's like they're not getting it. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, that makes absolutely sense.
Yes. So, Cecilia, what is the direct question for us here tonight?
It was gonna be about my housing and things that you were talking about actually. And if I just want to come out of this, and be something better. And people, like you said, don't see me, so that's kind of the thing.
That's kind of the thing, right? That's kind of the thing. It's kind of an issue, right?
Yeah. It's a huge issue, actually.
Well,
I felt alone, so I shut down and stay sheltered. I don't have communication really outside with anybody to have a life like that, and it's rough for me right now.
It is, and I also see that you attracted a lot of people that you counted on, and they just weren't showing up for you.
Absolutely.
And you did for them. That's the part that's kind of crazy. I see you doing for them, but I don't see them doing for you. So that's kind of a challenging spot. Now, when I look back at the energy and I take us back, and I really want to go back a bit, I need to go back, Cecilia, to 2015. 2015, was this a challenge?
A little bit, yeah.
It was a year of transition and change. Were we going through a relationship?
Yeah.
Difficulty at that time, please?
It definitely was.
Yeah. And I feel like that's something that has been a stumbling block for you, because I don't feel like since 2015 you ever recovered from that whole hot mess. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I haven't, so I don't really trust anybody.
I know.
So that's
well, we're going to
big
have to get
issue.
over that, because you have to trust you. If you don't trust you, we're never going to get where we need to go. In the moment of
Right.
now, everything's aligning to support you. In the moment of now, you know exactly what to do. In the moment of now, the God in you is always going to be your GPS.
Right.
And you need to attract the people that are going to support you. And if they don't match your energy and your efforts, they are not in your inner circle. They're off in the acquaintance pile.
Okay.
But if you don't get out and you keep staying in this pit that I see you in, it's difficult.
Right.
It's really difficult.
And yeah, it's been a lot on me.
Been
my
a lot.
Body.
Mm-hmm.
Deep down inside, I'm suffering, but
I know. And I also feel like when I look at your energy in your body, there's a lot of inflammation. Is that also true?
yeah.
Right? We have a lot of aches and pains. Like the old gray mare just ain't what she used to be. You're feeling kind of crickety here, right? You're not that old, honey, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Did you
was
get...
just in the hospital in October.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you get checked for an autoimmune disease or some chronic illness, please?
I do have a chronic illness.
Well, did you get checked for it? I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose, but...
I go to the doctor's on the 24th.
Okay. So let's do make sure they know what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but hopefully the blood work will show you where you're missing levels of something, so we can adjust your levels, or it'll give you an idea of what's out of whack so that they can prescribe or assist you and guide you into what to do to bring back your energy. All right? But
okay,
ain't nothing going to break your stride. Nobody going to slow you down. You're going to pick yourself up coming into 2025. So I know it's been a rough road, but we're coming out of it now. All right? I trust I've been of service to you, Cecilia. How did you hear about the show? How did you find out about us?
I heard about you through my sister. My little sister has gotten a reading from you before.
Oh, great. Well, you thank your little sister, and we appreciate it. And welcome to our family, and keep us posted.
No problem, and I'll keep listening to you guys.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate it. Spread the word. All right. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. So from New York, we got to go to Broward County here in sunny South Florida, and I've got Lori on the line. Lori, how are you?
Hi. I'm okay, thank you.
Good to connect with you. Are you looking to network, connect with people, and make this be a year of outreach and connection with new community and sense of family? Because that's what I see around you. I just see it's just really a great year to connect with people. This will set you up for advancement, for a financial picture, and good emotional support as well. How's that for some interesting words?
Yes, I've been thinking about family and, old friends a lot lately. So, yes, sounds good.
Yeah. It's an important time to make those connections. And, sometimes we don't always have everybody that we think about here with us in physical, but we want to just know that you're never alone. And those that we've had good memories with, life gets too busy and gets in the way, but it's good to kind of reach back and maybe reconnect and touch base with those that had meaning and significance, those that maybe drifted away because your lives went in a different direction and were no longer a vibrational match. Let it be. Know that it had its reason, its season, and its time. And we move on from there. Lori, what is your question for me tonight? Lori, are you there? Looks like we might have lost Lori there. So hopefully we'll get her back on the line eventually. Somehow in the midst of all that, we lost Lori. So we are going to go to Carol. And Carol's in Fort Lauderdale. Carol, how are you?
I'm okay. And you?
I'm doing great. So looks like energetically you have to celebrate you in just a couple of weeks. So I sure hope you're ready to do that. I need to let you know that this year is really, Carol, meant to bring you some balance, get things in better order, help you feel better supported. I don't know that you're feeling supported enough. So the universe is going to help conspire to bring some assistance, some people to make things easier for you. I know that when I look back around you, I can go back to 2021. I feel like this was a challenging time for you in 2021. It was a difficulty. There was a lot of pressure on you. I feel like there was a sense of feeling alone and not supported. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
And now you're coming into a much better place. I don't know if there was a thought and idea of, because this is what Spirit's kind of alluding to, a thought and an idea that maybe you might want to move, or you're thinking of moving, wanting to move, but don't know how to move. I don't know that that's going to happen this year, but next year will open up a possibility for a move. It may not even be on your radar, but just remember that I said this, that there's a possibility of a move, and it would be a good move for you.
Okay. All right. Good.
And Carol, you're pretty spiritually connected yourself. You got your own, I know what I know, I feel what I feel, I see what I see, and you got your own connections. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
You do.
Yes. I have a good spirit. Yes.
You do have a good spirit. So, Carol, what is your question for us tonight?
It's just I can't even explain to you. There's a lot. I just want you to just dip in it and just tell me it's everything gonna be okay for me. Because it is too much. So I just want you to just go around me and see what's going to be good for me for 2025, coming whatever. And like you said, the move, I was planning for maybe next year. I was planning to go back home.
Yeah. To Jamaica? Is that where you're going?
Do a business. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I do a business out there. That's what I was planning to do.
That's a good...
It rests on my spirit. Yes, the spirit telling me that that's what I need to do.
All right, so let me just pick up on this, okay? So next year is the year that you break a routine, you get a little more creative. Next year is a good time to go back to Jamaica, establish a shop, a business. You'll have the support that you need, okay? That's what I see. But in the meantime, I feel like money and things aren't flowing the way we want them to. I almost feel like we need to look to make some more money. I don't know if you work with people and you're not getting enough work, you're not getting placed enough or something.
Enough work.
Yeah, not getting enough work, not getting placed enough. So I feel like there is work that comes for you. It does get better this year. You do have to take a little better care of yourself. I know you do a lot of herbs and things, but I feel like you still need to do a little bit more to keep your balance and your body in balance. I don't know what's going on in the left side of the body, but when they take me to the left side of the body, they take me to the hip, down to the leg, and to the knee. Something seems out of alignment. Are you having problems on the side of your body, please?
Yeah. I've already go to the doctor. I've been have this like arthritis in my knees.
Okay.
And I have arthritis over my whole body. I take medication for it. I do X-ray. I do everything.
Okay.
And arthritis in my hands and everything. But that's it. Yes.
All right. Well, Carol, I do know that there's going to be a better energy for you in your
Thank
health. Continue to reduce inflammation with all the things that you know to do, and I feel like things are going to get better for you. All right, Carol. How did you hear about the show, Carol?
I listened on the radio. When I was coming from work, I turned on the radio, and bam, you was on it. So when I reach home, I stop in the driveway and take the number down. I still sitting in the car because I want to talk to you.
Well, thank you so much. I do have a center in West Palm Beach, and I know you're in Fort Lauderdale, but if you're ever cruising up the Turnpike or 95 or right off of Okeechobee Boulevard, it's easy to get to, and it's a beautiful center. You could pick up some sprays, some oils, some spiritual baths to kind of help with the healing and clearing of energy, so the roads open up a little better for you, Carol. Just Google Sarah Spiritual, and you'll learn all about me. And welcome to our family. Thank you so much for stopping, writing the number down, and listening.
Yeah. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you, and have a happy birthday. Bye for now.
You too.
Bye.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Thank you so much for listening to us, Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, on the Oldie Station. So stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice?
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on the Oldie Station. We're here every Wednesday night, beginning at 6:30 p.m., and we just talk to all of you all across the nation, answering questions, and I get to hear voices in my head. I get to see visions in my head. And then I just share with all of you what I see, what Spirit gives me, and we learn to trust that. And we've been hanging out on the radio. Again, I don't know, 700 and something. 700 and how many? Well, what kind of producer are you? Give me the number. Look it up. 770. 56? 76? 756. 756 live shows right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. So we've been hanging out with all of you for a very long time, and we're so glad to be here with all of you. And it's a really important time because this is the time where we are just all being faced with so many new challenges and the things that we're uncertain about. So if you feel worried, you got questions, Spirit's got answers, and we're kind of focusing on how we don't want to worry. That was our monologue. If you missed our monologue, you can always go back to Facebook or YouTube and look up Sarah Spiritual. Be sure to like the page, follow the page, because we're always posting things. And, you know, we'd love to have your input on our monologue of what Spirit says are ways we can avoid worrying and what worry does to us and how it blocks our progression and everything that we need to do. So we truly need to be in the zone, be in the light, and be in the love. And we're going to pop onto our friends of Facebook and our friends on YouTube. We're going to pull a couple of questions from them before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. We've got callers across the nation, but I do want to pay attention to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. They were so patient with us when last week, I think we had, last week, the week before, there was a couple little technical things happening, and sometimes, I don't want my Facebook people and YouTube people to think they get lost in the sauce here. So we've got Galactic Commando on YouTube, and what does my Spirit team have to say for me, and are they proud? Are they proud of me? So the first thing that I see here, Galactic Commando, the one thing I want you to know is that this year is a very important year for you to expand your consciousness. And they're very proud of your ability to connect and your expansiveness and thinking outside the box. You're spiritually gifted and psychic and connected, and this spiritual connection is going to lead you into expressing yourself and helping other people. So Galactic Commando, keep up the good work. Ascended Masters are with you, the angels are with you, and the Galactic Federation also connects. So your spirit team is here to keep you on track. Keep following the prompts and keep listening. They are here to assist you on the journey. Thanks so much for your question. Who else do we have on Facebook and YouTube before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247? So we've got Ellie Blessed, and Ellie Blessed says, I would like to know why keeps pulling from my energy. So Ellie Blessed wants to know why this other particular person keeps pulling on her energy. And it's interesting because there are people who, even though we are disconnected from them, we're separate, they still keep trying to reconnect to us. And I don't know if all of you realize that we are such powerful beings. And energetically, you have the power to visualize and connect with someone. And there are some people that once they, get their hooks into someone, we call them an energetic hook, they have difficulty retracting and stepping back and letting the people move on in their life. And so you, Ellie Blessed, have such a beautiful light that your friend doesn't want to let it go. Your friend is also going through a very major spiritual upheaval, and you were kind of helping them through this transition just by being you. This is meant to pass soon, so please stand in your power, hold your healthy boundaries. And Ellie Bless, I think it would be a great idea if you go to sarahspiritual.com and you take our class on how to cut energetic cords, and that's going to be on March 4th at 7:30 p.m. So go ahead and register at sarahspiritual.com. Let's take a look at the energy that we have here for our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And we've got to go to Diane, and Diane is in Melbourne. Diane, how are you tonight? Hi, Diane. Are you with us?
Hello?
Hi, Diane. Good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you with us?
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you, Diane. How are you?
I'm doing good. My name is Tainara.
Somebody else on the line, Sarah. I'm Diane.
Yes, I was
Some other
looking.
lady said she's.
All right, we're looking to talk to Diane. So, Tanara, if you could disconnect from the call, and Diane, you stay on, that would be great for me.
Okay.
All right, and then call back, all right? Diane, how are you? What is your question for us tonight?
My question is, I'm having a little financial difficulty. My one car broke down, and that's in New Jersey. And now I'm in Florida. I have a car here, and my brother blew the engine. So I need to get another car.
Oh, boy.
So do you see anything? Yeah, what kind or where?
Well,
you know,
my guides aren't going to really show me a kind because there's so many different kinds and so many personal preferences. They're not going to show me a kind. But I do know that you can get one that is going to be affordable for your budget. So it is unfortunate that the engine blew, Diane. I do see that this year represents for you actually some growth in your finances. So I don't know what you have working in your finances as far as a investment or some kind of growth, but I see increase this year. So however that's going to happen, we're going to trust the universe. So I do feel that you'll be able to get another car. I don't know if you're going to be able to replace the one in New Jersey, though. I really feel like you're going to be replacing the one here in Florida. Is that what you're thinking? Oops, you just kind of cut out. Could you repeat that for me, Diane?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one in New Jersey, I just paid $5,000 to get it fixed. But, you know, I rented a car to come back to Florida. So I definitely have the car for Jersey. I need a car for here.
Okay. Yeah, I see you replacing the one for here. So I didn't see you replacing the one for New Jersey, so because you fixed it. So thank you for that clarification. But I see you focusing on the one here in Florida. So I do see you getting something, and I feel like you can get a good deal for that, and that will make a difference for you. It's unfortunate. I feel like it was really a very difficult time for you, like almost like anything electronic or mechanical, that there was a lot of snafus that happened for you in the past 5 months. Is that true?
Yes, and actually my brother told me my refrigerator went out. So
see, I'm telling you, it's just the energy right now.
Yeah.
And it's happening all around. A lot of people are experiencing that. A lot of it is the energy on the planet, and then sometimes things are at a timeline of they don't make things the way they used to, so they're kind of at that age where they could flip, and unfortunately yours made a flip.
Yeah, and do you see anything else around me?
Well, there's so many things I could see around you here. This year, I really want to let you know that there's a lot of abundance for you, Diane. There's a lot of ability for you to connect and create abundance. So I want you to invest and I want you to pay attention. I'm also seeing here that we do have your brother going through something having to do with his back, please? Is there a question about your brother?
He had back surgery a while ago, and He used to drink and do drugs, but he doesn't do that no more.
Okay.
But one thing he doesn't do is he doesn't socialize. He doesn't go out nowhere. He doesn't see nobody. He just goes to the store. He may have 2 friends.
Right. So your brother has
he
difficulty in his back because Spirit's making me aware of that. Even though he had surgery, I still feel like it's still not quite as good as it could be. I feel like there's still stiffness, there's still pain, there's still discomfort. For him, he likes to keep his world very small, Diane. The reason why he wants to keep his world small is it kind of keeps him on track. And even though you feel like he needs to get out more, it's really what he can handle. He's just not the person that he used to be. He went through a lot, and he's able to stand on his own, and this is really what's working for him right now. He's really not able to step back out into the world. All right, my dear. So give him some space for this to work as he matures spiritually, because he's not as spiritually advanced as you are. He doesn't have the same awareness that you do. As he matures spiritually, maybe next year I could see him trying to be a little bit more social and kind of connect with people, maybe for relationships. So there's a growth spurt for him, but right now he's still in like what I see as a cocoon, and it's not time for him to come out of that. All right?
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. You have a happy Valentine's Day and a nice evening.
Thank you, Diane. God bless you. Thank you so much for calling us back. We greatly appreciate you. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. All right. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to grab a quick commercial. Then when we come back, we've got to go to Coconut Creek. So stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. 0956 or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul?
Did you call me with your soul? Because you know me. I am Sarah Spiritual, and we are answering your questions all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We've got some callers on the board, and we want to see if we can get to Bobby. Bobby, how are you in Coconut Creek? Or do we have you on the line?
Hey, Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you again, Bobby. What is your question for us tonight?
I've got a couple questions. The one question is, I've been having some recurring dreams. Before my wife Charlie died almost 2 years ago, before she transitioned, we were in the process of separating, and then she passed, and I felt really bad about that. And I've had these recurring dreams about that we're about to separate, and I'm trying to figure out how to keep us together. And then I had this one dream where, she and I agreed to stay in touch with each other, and so that's been kind of on my mind. And then I've had dreams about bees. Like I get scared of, I can't see. So, if I hear something buzzing around, I get scared thinking it's a bee, and I don't want to get stung. And I had a dream that bees were chasing some of my coworkers from, going across the building, outside of the building and stuff.
Right. All right. So hold on. Let's take one because Spirit's talking to me. So I want to take, if I can, please. I want to take like one little dream at a time. All right. So we can just bang them out before they close the show on us, and we're left mid-dream without any answers. So I gotta get to the dream dictionary of the great spirit world. And so the first thing that I see here is that, there's guilt was the first word that Spirit gave me, right? Like you feel like maybe there's more you could have done, it could have been better, and you didn't get to end with Charlie the way that you would have liked to, and you feel badly that you didn't really, there's not enough closure there for you. So it's something left unresolved, like an empty cord of energy that didn't get kind of tied up from the dissolvement of the relationship between you and Charlie. And I can tell you this, that although the passing, the transition, it was unexpected, we weren't expecting it, Charlie does not hold a negative energy from this resolution, because Charlie is in the energy that she understands the before, the after, the why. She has that understanding. When I see this, it's you carrying guilt because you feel like you could have done more, could have been better. And that's all your negative self-chatter, right? That creates a critical voice within your head. So that's something that you have to work on and forgive yourself, all right? Now, when we go to the bees, I'm not a fan of bees either. So if I hear something buzzing, you want to see someone scream, my grandmother will tell you I ran across a little highway in West Milford, New Jersey. It was this roadway that went up. And I saw a bee, heard a bee. I ran straight across, didn't even look. She said I almost darn near gave her a heart attack. So I'm with you on the bees, but, you know, bees have their place. But bees buzzing and chasing people away, it's like almost like something, you feel like there's an annoyance or something that's going to kind of create a division between you and other people, right? Because it's all about, if you think about it, separation, right? The bees are chasing people away from the building or chasing them, right? And you don't want to see anything happen to your coworkers. It's something that's out of your control. You can't see it, right? And it's something that can cause a rift between you and other people. So that means that there is a annoyance that's going on behind the scenes, right? It's a lot of times when people dream of ants. Ants represent little pesky annoyances, right? And a lot of times it means gossip or somebody's buzzing about you, right? So there may be a little bit of gossip there with your coworkers, not maybe directed to you, but there's definitely something out of whack. So it's for you to look. Now, bees on their own are a fabulous symbol to dream of. So even though you may not have a personal like for them, they bring a powerful energy of richness and community, right? Bees have a very strong community. They work together in the hive. They protect the queen. They create honey, which is a rich nutrient. So to dream of bees is really, there's a lot of riches for you. The fact that they're separating other people means that maybe there's a part of you that feels separate and that you're not getting all the nutrients or all the riches, all the benefits that you'd like to get in your relationships. So that's something for you to meditate on and ponder, okay? And then what was the other dream before we go?
The other question is, I woke up Monday and I've had this experience several times, and I'm afraid I'm making it up, and I don't want to, where God is talking to me. It's like he's on the right side. I can hear him like inside the right side of my head. And I know there's books like Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh that I'm wondering, is it okay for me to pick those up and read them and believe them? And is this real? Can I say, like, tonight I want to have this relationship with you, God, and let's go watch Price is Right together? Or,
Correct.
you know.
Correct. Although God won't put as much merit in the Price is Right, right? Because with God, the price is always right, because God will make anything happen. But yes, you can invite God into your life and be a part of it, and get the audiobook for Conversations with God. It's a really powerful tool. And I'll tell you, really, that's how this show was born. Not from the book Conversations with God, but before every show since 2009, I sit and I say, Spirit, God, what do you want me to talk about tonight? And then it's like, da-na-na-na-na-na. So that's Jeopardy music. Da-na-na-na,
Yep.
bloop. We're going to do worry tonight. I'm like, okay, what do you want me to say about worry? And then they'll just like give me a sentence so that we can write an email. But the rest is what they channel to me, right? So when I'm talking to all of you, I'm having a conversation with God. And that's what I'm sharing with you. I'm not giving you my opinion. Whatever came out of my mouth about bees and that the colony, and I don't even remember what I said, but that's what Spirit was telling me. That's what God was feeding to me about bees and what it means for you in the dream. Now, somebody else could call me and tell me they had a dream about bees, and we may not get that same exact information, because this is what it represents for you. Because each soul has its own story. Every dream has its own meaning, depending on the circumstances, the person, their vibration, and their relationship with the divine. So maybe you feel separate from something. Maybe it's your separation from God that you want to look at. Does that make sense to you?
Well, God, I want a relationship with you, and God, I'm starting this relationship with you right now, and I'm accepting right now that the experiences I've been having with you are real. They're not made up. It is so done, and I'm grateful for it.
And
Amen.
Exactly. In the asking, it is done, it is spoken, it is done, and therefore it is. And, you know, if we trust our human minds, sometimes we will categorize it and say, you know, I'm daydreaming, I'm fantasizing, I'm making it up. It isn't possible that I could have got a feeling for God and felt God and created a relationship. But that's just the mind chatter, the personality, the conditioned beliefs of the world that are trying to keep us separate. God is always within, never far. All you need to do is just connect. Bobby, we truly hope that we have been of service to you here tonight. We appreciate your calling we appreciate your questions.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much, Sarah. God bless you.
God bless you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, everyone, it is countdown to Valentine's Day, and that's Friday night. So wherever you're going to be, whoever you're going to be with, and if you're just keeping good company with yourself or with your relationship with God, know that Valentine's Day represents love. It's not about the candy, the flowers, the dinners, whatever else you might be doing. It really is a good time for you to sit and meditate on the energy of love. For love is a powerful energy, and it represents the energy of God all around us. And wouldn't you say that the world could use a little bit more love today and every day? So let's all tune in and tap into the energy of love. Let's trust that the universe is always with us. I wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day, and a very happy full moon. Tonight is a full moon, and it's a powerful moon. So release whatever you need to let go, and trust that God always has your back, and the universe is always aspiring to inspire you to do great things in everything in your life. Know that you're never alone. Visit sarahspiritual.com. I'd love to connect with you personally, one-on-one, for a personal session. Love to see you at my center, the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Catch one of our classes. You can take them online or in person in West Palm. Till next week, have a great week, a great full moon, a great Valentine's Day. And just know that we here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, we love you and we send you much love. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
The ways that worked before.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.